All right, time for another fibble. This is the game that's just like Wordle, but on every row, one of the clues is a lie. They're starting us with STEAD. I'd like the E to be true, obviously. We could do something DE, maybe. That's not bad. How about crude? Is that a crude guess? Okay, no contradictions. Could we have... well, we could have an ER. UER? But then we'd have to have probably a D, otherwise a C and an ST or A. I don't know how you're gonna do it. You could do cluer, but then you need to have an A or a T is the problem. You can't do that. So then you need to have a D. That's not gonna work. Okay, so I'm kind of thinking ER and no U, or we could put the U somewhere else. That would work, and then we could have super. Super would work. There we go. Okay. Well, one of the U's is definitely a lie, so there is definitely an E and there's definitely an R. But what else do we know? We also know there's an E because one of the S's is a lie. It's not ER, we know that. So, what if we did SER something? Serve doesn't work. The problem is if we do SER, then we have to have a U or a P. We also have to have a C. No, we don't have to have a C or a D because we have the green U, we have the gray S. Okay, so we just need a U. We need a P is what we need if we do SER, but I don't know how that's gonna work. It's not gonna work. Okay, so we don't know that there's an S. There's probably not an S, actually. What if we do RE something? That could be good. No S. No U. Actually, can we do reuse? That almost works. It doesn't work with super. Because the S and the U can't be... Okay. That almost works. That's pretty interesting. Okay. I'm thinking RE, and then no S, no U. We need a TA or D. Can't do recap because we can't do the C and the P. Retry would work? Yeah, let's try that. Okay. Well, we know there's an R. So one of the R's is the lie. And these are definitely true. Okay, so there is a Y at the end. And the E... Man, could... It's looking like one of these E's is going to be a lot. Well, it's not this one. We know there's an E, and we know the Y is at the end. So that's definitely true. There's definitely an R. I mean, the E, it feels like the E is going to be at the beginning. Unless it's the lie instead or super. It could be the lie instead. We could have an E here. No S. No U. And then the R is first or fourth. We could do ERY. I don't know what that would be. Otherwise, R something, E something, Y? That's not great either, because what comes between the R and the E? So maybe the E isn't third. Maybe it's here. It could be here. RY. Something like entry, but we can't do the T. We know there's no T. What if we did a double E and we did every? There we go. The double E. Double letters are always the thing that trip you up. But it was getting to be where one of the E's almost had to be a lie just so we didn't have to repeat some letters, some of the gray letters, but it didn't work to only have the E there. Anyways, all right. There you go. Well, got it in 4. Not too bad. Let me know how your solve went today. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more.